So, woo, our man Kwonkicker ate a punch. So, of course, he has the disadvantage of height and weight. Ooh, that was an interesting. Shane used his back as an attack. A little Miley Cyrus thing. Anyways, back to the serious commentary. So, interesting hovering of the leg. So, Shane is mostly Muay Thai. And Kwonkicker, of course, Micah, is Taekwondo. So, it's interesting that Kwonkicker almost has Shane in the pocket a little bit. Look at that. Ooh. So, of course, you guys know this is controlled sparring. They're not trying to hurt each other. They're just trying to experiment and test each other. So, that was great. Wow. Spinning back fist. Definitely, Micah has a lot of speed. Shane's hands are down. I guess he's really afraid of Micah's kicks. Another spinning back fist combo that Micah tried. A little axe kick. Woo! Oh, you're going to trade kicks with... Oh, that was almost a sweep by Shane. I was going to say, Shane, go with your Muay Thai training more. Don't try to beat Kwon at his own game. You know what I mean? So, there it is. Oh, that was great. Look at those kicks, man. Wow. So I guess that was the break, and now it's the second round. Shane doing the classic, he lifts his shin a lot to block. So we've been seeing a lot of that. Haven't seen Shane utilize any really close distance clinch yet. And I don't know if they agreed to do no clinch. I assume not. So... Oh, it says kickboxing sparring in the title, so maybe they agree no clinch. We'll see. Oof, wow, those kicks by Micah. Woo! As Micah says, it's the power era of Taekwondo. So I don't have a Shane impression yet. There we go. Shane just working the boxing. Push kick, Shane. Ooh. Yeah, Micah has all the speed and aggressiveness advantages in this sparring session. Look at that. Micah throwing push kicks too. Hey, Muay Thai people don't have the monopoly on the push kicks. Right? Ooh, Micah has this bad habit of sometimes just holding his back there turned. I've seen that multiple times. I guess he's trusting that Shane's not going to try to sucker punch him when he's got his back turned. But I definitely seen Micah. He throws a combo. He's like, oh my God. And his back's pointed towards Shane. Oh! So Micah's going at a faster speed than Shane, definitely. So guys, one thing to know is speed does not equal power, right? So he's not sparring harder than Shane. I want to make that clear. So Micah has the really tight guard to absorb the strikes if he can't evade them. The punches, that is. Shane has a little bit of a flinch response still, but I would too if I were sparring someone whose kicks come from everywhere. So that kick that Micah gave could have hit Shane in the chin, but he elected to hit his gloves. It's like a love tap. That was awesome. Shane threw a whip kick. So, I mean, if you guys are watching this, I hope you guys realize that this is some really cool tested Taekwondo, right? This isn't the foot fencing type of Taekwondo we associate so much. And we've even seen in China the Taekwondo guys get beat up. It's not just in the West. Everyone who's doing Taekwondo these days seems to get beat up. Except there's fewer exceptions, right? We saw in Germany there was that really cool Taekwondo match. And then right now we see Kwonkicker, of course. By the way, how cool is it that Micah's back on YouTube? So Shane chased him with punches, but Micah switched to kicks to get Shane to stop attacking. Micah definitely has the Taekwondo type of stance. You don't know when his kicks are going to come, right? Where Shane kind of stands more like a Muay Thai guy. So, It's interesting that if you're not used to sparring or fighting someone with kind of tested Taekwondo, you don't know. You don't know what their telegraph is. You don't know what their feints are. That's so interesting. And Micah's really good at putting Shane into the pocket. So that looked like an attempt at. Oh yeah, actually there is clinching in this, right? Because we saw Shane try to sweep Micah. So I guess we will see potentially some attempts at really, really close quarter. I guess what you can call it standing grappling. I don't know if it's called standing grappling, but Wing Chun people call it standing grappling. Look at me bringing Wing Chun into this. Bringing Wing Chun into a video not related to Wing Chun. But hey, if it helps the YouTube algorithm, if they hear Wing Chun, maybe that'll help. Okay, back to, oh, that was great. So Micah's really good at getting his head off center line when he punches. I've been noticing that quite a few times, especially when he goes to the body, he gets his head off center line. So, and the spinning back fist. To viewer Kevin likes to throw spinning back fist. Look at how Micah throws his spinning back fist. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, the simple 1-2s, and then whoop, I do a spinning back fist. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Shane, you got it. So that would not have been a point in Muay Thai. He would have to like punch or made it look more clear. He struck him down in addition to sweep. But I think in real life that's very effective, but not in Muay Thai tournaments. That was great. Kicking at the thighs. Another thing Micah's really good at is side kicks. You know, a lot of times people use side kicks almost as like a flinch response. Like they don't know what to do, so they throw a side kick. But Micah's using it at a more, what's the word? Good job, Shane. What's the word I'm looking for? Micah's using it more deliberately. That was great. That spin kick. Wow. This is why, if you guys wonder, remember when Micah went to Thailand to compete? This is why he beat the Muay Thai guy. You know, this guy's no joke. Nice. There we go. Shane, there we go, Shane. There we go. Shane's kind of figured it out. Okay, I need to jam Micah, and then I just use my superior standing grappling. Shane's kind of figured it out. Okay, Shane, keep doing that. Keep doing that. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Ooh. Okay, Micah had, see, earlier Micah kind of gave his back again after landing that kick, so Shane could have capitalized on that. I think that was it, guys. That was really cool. So, guys, of course, go check out Shane. You guys know Shane, and check out Kwonkicker. Extreme props to Chilala. He's been getting into so many matches these past years that he's been not telling me about some of them. So, here's another match where he's getting into it with a Muay Thai guy. Man, that was great. So, the Muay Thai guy looks like he's not as combat experienced as Chilala. Ooh, Chilala, gotta be careful throwing those wild strikes. There we go, you see, he's got more of the boxing guard now. Chilala's been picking up some good habits from boxing and kickboxing. So, you know, he still has his Wing Chun foundation, like that, for example, but he's definitely, ooh, that was pretty good Wing Chun type of striking. He's definitely learned a lot from sparring kickboxers and all that. So, yeah. I'm just going to call this Wing Chun versus kickboxing because even if this guy is a Muay Thai fighter, he's not able to clinch. So, nice. You have to follow up that kick with some combos. So this kickboxer is kind of a singleton type of striking. I don't know what the right word is, but basically he throws one hits a lot. You can't do that. You have to get as used to combos as quickly as possible. Chilala has the wet cupping on his back, and he's got a little tattoo. See that? There it is. Look at Chilala consistently switching up his stances. He doesn't just go southpaw or orthodox, right? There you go. He does raise his guard a little more. Ooh. Guy claims it's a low blow. That was accidental. So I'm going to go a little bit further to make sure. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So Qilala with his hands down again. You see that? Oh. Kick trading. There we go. That was a good, effective push kick. So Qilala's getting better at angling off, too. Oh! Attempting a Muay Thai sweep. Guys do Wing Chun. Maybe that sweeps in Wing Chun too, but I doubt it. Or if it is, it's not as effective as the Muay Thai version. I'm just going to say it. Because, you know, people are like, dude, you sometimes see Wing Chun techniques without them being in existence. Maybe I do, but I don't think so. Did I say Wing Chun? I don't remember. They're all the same thing. It's all fighting at the end of it. Oh, Wing Chun, bad techniques right there. Oh, Qilala eats some fists to the face, knuckle sandwiches, as they say. Yeah. I mean, sometimes with your punches coming from the waist, there is a little bit more power, right? But of course they're protecting your face. I mean, there's benefits and drawbacks to everything. There's no one way to punch, right? There's higher likelihoods of effectiveness of punches, but doesn't mean it's always the right way to punch. That's something we have to be clear. Like, just because kickboxers usually punch from their chins doesn't mean that you can't punch from your waist, right? And so I'm not saying Qilala should never punch from his waist. It is worrisome how much he drops his hands, especially how many hits to the head he's eating. But sometimes his punches are, oh, you see, like that one. That was a punch that came not from sort of up there in the guard, right? That worked. It knocked the guy down. Yeah. You can tell by this guy, the opponent, you can tell by, woo, not bad. That was Qilala attempting sort of a Kwonkicker technique. So, nice. I guess Qilala, I will have to show you. Actually, I have showed Qilala Kwоnkicker's channel, but I think Qilala's just in such a different world that he doesn't really have time to look at Taekwondo. But I have showed Qilala Taekwondo, especially Kwоnkicker's Taekwondo. And there's a lawnmower or something going on outside if you hear. Oof. I'm going to pause real quickly until the lawnmower stops.
A few moments later.
So, the problem with this is that the kickboxer, if he keeps fighting like that, he's not going to get the victory. So, he's got to either step up the aggression or something, because, yeah, Qilala just looks more in control of this fight, right? And that is a lot when it comes to judging, if this goes to the judges. So, man, the lack of clinching, man. It's lack of clinching, but I don't think they can throw elbows either. You know what I mean? It's like, so if it's just a striking match without clinching, but then they also can't throw elbows. I saw them throw knees, but, so, right? How would elbows change if you couldn't clinch? I mean, I didn't know how to clinch when I was a kid and I fought all the time, but I threw elbows all the time, right? So, I think there's a lost art of throwing elbows without thinking about clinch. And I think that's where a lot of Wing Chun and some Kung Fu styles shine, because sometimes your punches can lead into elbow techniques. I wonder, too, if you did not allow clinch, you know, people, maybe they'll be trying to do more destructions, like they'll be trying to elbow people's legs and stuff like that when they kick. So instead of just catching, you catch and you elbow or something like that. Anyways, there's a lot of good things to come that I'm not going to tell you guys right now, but there's a lot of cool things to come. Sort of based on what I was talking about. Sort of. That was a good technique. That was really great by the Muay Thai guy. There was just no power. He followed up a kick with the punch. So that was the end of that round. And let's see. Yeah. So this is round 3. Right? Oh, Qilala getting more confident with his Wing Chun techniques. Look at that. Oh. The cool thing about watching Qilala is we always want to see him pull off one cool Kung Fu technique. Oh! So, Qilala got the really cool blitz punch. That's what I'm going to call it, the blitz punch, the fencer punch that you see in Wing Chun JKD a lot. That was a great angle, Qilala. Man. Kickboxer's becoming too square to the opponent. You see, he's not shouldering off anymore. Oh. Whoa, that was great. That was a Wing Chun technique right there. He parried and hit, so he negated the kickboxer spinning back fist. Oh, that was great. Referee always getting in the way of our camera. Nice! Okay, Qilala using some Wing Chun technique. There was Wing Chun technique. You do notice a lot of the Wing Chun techniques, I'm just going to say it, they don't have as much power as the kickboxing, Muay Thai boxing techniques, man. A lot of light peppering type hits, which I guess you're supposed to overwhelm them, but... I mean, it's a pretty good strategy. If you try to use some of your Wing Chun techniques and you fail, just hug them and get it broken up, right? That's good utilization of the rules. Oh, that was awesome. You see that? Left kick to left punch. Same side combo. Good evasion. Nice. They're both breathing out of their mouths. They're both kind of gassed. So, the last few seconds of the match, that's what the guy shouting said. Nice, good push kick. I don't know what that was. Oh, nice. Nice. So that was definitely a Kung Fu technique. Not much power, but that was a Kung Fu technique. So it seems like whenever Qilala uses a Kung Fu technique, at least in this match, there wasn't too much power. There was a lot of flourish, but there wasn't too much power. That's, by the way, that's his friend who we saw when they went to take on the kickboxers at the kickboxer gym. That's his friend right there. So I think they're probably going to give this to Muay Thai guy. Sorry, they're going to give this to Qilala because the thing is, Qilala is the more experienced fighter and he was more aggressive. And the Muay Thai guy didn't seem, right? A lot of its perceptions didn't seem to do too much damage. He did land some strikes, but he didn't seem to do too much damage. So if they're both evenly matched when it comes to the number of strikes that hit, but Qilala showed more aggression and Qilala seemed to have more fun, I think it's going to go to Qilala. So that's my prediction. I haven't seen the results yet. And I mean, Muay Thai guy did good. It just, he needed a few more combos. He moved a little bit awkwardly, is partly because he's probably pretty new to this. And he just needed to take advantage of the time Qilala used Kung Fu, because every time he used Kung Fu in this match, he didn't seem to do much damage to you. So take it. Think of it like a little bit of a love tap and then just hit him hard back. And I mean, there's a lot of cool fight strategy that Qilala can use in the future. You can make him think you're using a Kung Fu technique and then go into boxing. Or make him think you're using a Kung Fu technique and then go into kickboxing. Or occasionally, make him think you're using a Muay Thai or kickboxing technique and go into a Kung Fu technique, right? Qilala has more cards on his table. And you just think there's certain Kung Fu techniques probably you don't use, especially when you have gloves on. But even if you don't have gloves on, just certain things you don't use, or I guess the rules are more important. You know, if it's a clinch or MMA, maybe some Kung Fu techniques might work. But when you have these big gloves, a lot of them will just feel like love taps. So, who do you guys think is going to win? Okay, so yeah, they gave it Qilala. So, give it Qilala. Okay, that was pretty cool, guys. This was some cool martial arts. Maybe call them a little bit more traditional. Test it. Test it. All right, guys. See you soon.